Hello, Newburgh Church. It's Pastor Steve here with you again for our Monday Minute for November 15th, 2021. I've got a few reminders before we get to today's devotional that I want to share with you now. And the first one is, just as we enjoyed our first snowfall of the season yesterday, we're reminded that a new season is almost here. So we have Hanging of the Greens that is coming up next Sunday, November 21st, after the 10 a.m. service. And we hope that you'll be able to join us as we decorate for the Advent and the Christmas season that's coming up. Kids' Christmas gifts are still available, but they are going fast. If you would like a name, you can sign up online or you can contact Janice Guessaway, and all of the information can also be found on our church website. Thanksgiving bags are due this week as well. If you've not picked up one, you can still do so, but all items are due this Wednesday, November 17th. Now, if you need to receive a meal bag for Thanksgiving dinner, you can RSVP to the church office or again on our church website. The other thing I want to share with you is the excitement that we have to be starting a new Advent sermon series on November 28th called An Honest Advent, based on the book by Scott Erickson. This is a book of 25 daily devotionals that you can read on your own during the week and will also be the subject of the sermons for each Sunday through Advent and Christmas. Scott invites us to consider how Christmas and the birth of Christ are as real for us today as they were back then, and that God, who showed up in the hardest parts of our humanity, is still with us here today. And we can celebrate that as we approach this Advent and Christmas season together. Now, you can pre-order your book through us here at the church by either calling the church office or you can make a reservation for the book on our webpage. The deadline for pre-orders is this Wednesday, November 17th. Now, if you want to get it for yourself on ebook or tablet, it's also available through Kindle, through Apple Books, or your favorite e-reader app, however you choose to do that. Regardless, I hope that you'll pick up a copy of the book and take those daily devotionals with you, as I'm looking forward to taking this Advent journey together with all of us here. Now, all of this information that I just shared can be found in more detail on our webpage at newburghumc.org/events. Looking forward is what I want to focus on today for our devotional. Our current series is about recognizing that God is with us in the between times, between these major holidays and seasons like Advent and Thanksgiving that's coming up soon. We already have certain things that we can look forward to, yet still the anticipation is building for what is to come. Now, I get all of that build up in anticipation, and personally, I love to celebrate that too, as I've shared before. The challenge for us is also to be present in this moment and to recognize that God is with us in the here and now and is doing something and working on something through us, even as God is planning for the future and a new future with us that is to come. The prophet Jeremiah says in chapter 33, starting with the 14th verse, that the days are surely coming, says the Lord, when I will fulfill the promise that I made. A promise that a Messiah would come and justice and righteousness will reign. But the key phrase is at the beginning of that verse, that this is something that we can look forward to, even as God is in our midst and doing this new things among us right now. While we look forward to a better day, it can be hard to recognize the workings of God that are in the here and now. But that day is coming, and it's a reminder that God is the one that is working in all things, and that God is calling us to do justice and to love mercy and to walk humbly with God in the everyday. As these days approach, I want us to consider how we can be the presence of God and how we can encounter the living Christ in the little things of our everyday lives. How can an act of kindness, an act of forgiveness, a simple confession, or perhaps even a burst of joy, how that can change a person's attitude and how that can change a person's life, starting with our own. Now, we might feel inadequate to the task, but like Jeremiah prophesied, and Jesus fulfills. We don't have to do this on our own. And more importantly, I don't think that we can do it on our own. But God has fulfilled a promise. And God will keep fulfilling that promise of hope and of grace and of love in this world each and every day, with us doing our part. So let us focus on this day. Let's focus on today, even as we look ahead towards the days that are surely coming, and knowing that God is with us and calling us and inspiring us to do good and to be faithful followers of Jesus Christ, walking and growing with Him each and every day as we look forward to that new day that God brings about. Have a great week, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here next week for our Thanksgiving edition of the Monday Minute.